What's going on, Raider Nation? Welcome back to the Raider Critique. I'm Raider Gunn, and this is your post-game review for Week 1 and your pre-game review all in one episode for Week 2. There's a lot of things I want to go over, but we're going to go ahead and hop into the intro and get this episode started. So greetings again, Raider Nation. I'm Raider Gunn, and I'm here to talk about the very first game of the season, Week 1, where the Raiders have come on top of the Denver Docknuts, 24-16. The great thing about it is, the Raider Critique's actually got notes this game. So how about we talk a little bit about this, and let's go over the stats, shall we? Derek Carr went 22 of 26 for 259 yards and 1 touchdown. No interceptions. Our rushing attack was absolutely stellar with Josh Jacobs leading the way. 23 attempts for 85 yards and 2 touchdowns. Following him was DeAndre Washington, 2 attempts for 8 yards. Following DeAndre was Jalen Richard with 1 attempt for 3 yards. And then Derek Carr actually ran the ball twice for 2 yards. But hey, at least he got those 2 yards, and he didn't get sacked all game long. Now receiving, our leading receivers, since we don't have Antonio Bitchnut Brown anymore, was Tyrell Williams, 6 receptions for 105 yards, averaging 17.5 yards a catch. He also had 1 touchdown. Following him was Darren Waller, our wonderful tight end, 7 receptions, 70 yards. Josh Jacobs also had a reception for 28 yards down the field, which actually solidified one of the drives that we had going on. And I mean, this is what we were talking about with Josh Jacobs. Not only is he a great backfield threat, but he can catch the ball out of the backfield as well and be a very viable threat that way too. Following Jacobs was Foster Moreau, 2 receptions for 20 yards, averaging 10 yards a catch. Then we had Ryan Grant, 3 receptions for 16 yards. Hunter Renfrow, 2 receptions for 13 yards, averaging 6.5 yards a catch. And then Dwayne Harris topped it all off with 1 reception for 7 yards. Our offense looked absolutely stellar, and this is why Antonio Brown probably would not have fit and why he probably would have complained about being on this football team, because you see how well Derek Carr dispersed the ball. Now, our offensive line looked absolutely awesome. Derek Carr did not get sacked the whole game. So, look at what happens, everyone, when you give Derek Carr time to throw the football. Now, everybody can sit there and say, oh, he was dinking and dunking, he was dipping and diving, but you know what? He got the job done. And now he's only 80 yards away from becoming the all-time leading passer in yards for this Raiders franchise. Now, I know he doesn't have a playoff game up underneath his belt, and he hasn't taken us to a championship, but those are really good numbers. And what he's doing right now, I can't be more proud of our quarterback, Derek Carr. This is absolutely outstanding that we came out and we socked the donkeys right in the face. We took their supposed awesome defense and we Peter rolled the hell out of them, which is exactly what I expected us to do. And their offense is, being headed by Joe Flacco, they didn't have a chance anyway. You know what I mean? And we started blowing them out at the beginning of the game. We went up 14-0, and I was like, okay, as long as we can hold them, we're going to do just fine. Now, I'm not really going to go too much into defense, although defense did a superb job into holding the Donkeys where they were left at with their whopping 16 points. Our defense looks like night and day from last year, just like I said in the last video. Our defense looks great. We have a good front seven. We've got really good linebackers, and our defensive line is doing exactly what they need to do. They are actually penetrating the offensive line, making the quarterback uncomfortable. And we're definitely going to need that for next week. We actually got 3 sacks in the first game this year. Now, I don't even think we had that many sacks all season last year, and it's already starting to show that this defense is better, especially with our defensive line. Now, I want to give it up to our defense for stepping up the way they did. Defense wins championships, offense scores points. That's the way it works. That's the game of football. So, having the defense and the offense on the same page, firing on all cylinders, this is only good news for the Raider Nation. And this is only good news for the Raiders. I mean, let's be real. This team is a lot better than last year. I mean, can anybody disagree? I think not. And especially after watching us on Hard Knocks with all the turmoil and everything everybody's been talking about us in mainstream media about how we're going to fall apart. We literally just took one of the top defenses and swept them under the rug. So, next week, which is actually when you guys are getting this video, you are getting the video the day of the game, we go against the Kansas City Chiefs. Yep, that's right, the Kansas City Chiefs. And I believe that Tyreek Hill will not be playing. Their defense is trash, so Patrick Mahomes is going to have to basically go to Travis Kelce all game long. Now, we did have a few notable injuries that happened. Garyon Conley went down, and it looked like a really scary injury. Luckily, he's all right. He's going to be back for week 2, and more than likely, he will be in the starting lineup. Now, we did lose a key part to this defense in Jonathan Abram. Jonathan Abram, get well soon, friend. I hope that you are able to come back, but from what the looks of it is, he's gone for the season. So we're going to need our secondary to step up and fill that position and work together to make sure that we can have just as good a game this game that we had last game. And our secondary is going to have to step up. We're going against Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes likes to throw the ball a lot. He likes to move around a lot in the pocket. He likes to get the ball out quickly. We're going to have to be on top of him. But if we've got a pass rush, and we do have a pass rush with good old Max Crosby, Vontaze Burfict, Tahir Whitehead, Clelin Ferrell, P.J. Hall, Arden Key, and everybody else on that front seven, we're going to be doing exactly what I'm hoping that we're going to do, which is make Patrick Mahomes uncomfortable. And that's exactly what we have to do, Raider Nation. That's what we need to look for in this game. Now, I don't have any bold predictions for this game. I have a lot of hopes. I hope that we whip their ass, because that's the only thing I can do, especially since all the predictions that I made last season were completely off. So I'm done with doing the predictions. And last time I predicted anything, we got Antonio Brown, and look at how well that worked out. So Raider Gun's going to stop with the predictions, because I'm tired of putting my foot in my mouth, and I'm honestly tired of us making bad decisions because of decisions that I possibly wished into existence. So with that all being said, this video is probably only going to be about 10 minutes long. It's really not much of anything, but it's just kind of my take on how I think that we should do things. Now, I do want to know that we also had another notable injury. Our rookie punter is injured. Now, I know we don't punt the ball very much, and I'm hoping that we don't punt the ball at all during week 2. I hope we do nothing but score touchdowns and kick field goals and just make a whole bunch of points. But when are we going to realize that no matter who we bring in here, okay, as our punter, they're not as good as Marquette King? Now, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate about this, but I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. Here, let me clear my throat on this one. Personal feelings don't matter. This is the game of football. Okay? We need to stop worrying about politics and worrying about, Marquette King hurt my feelings. Oh, he doesn't need to be on the team. Shut the fuck up. All right? Marquette King deserves to be on this football team, and we need to make the decisions that are better fit for this football team to win. All right? Bottom line is numbers don't lie. Marquette King has more punts inside the 5-yard line than Shane Leckler did for us in his whole tenure with the team. Now, this is absolutely asinine and outrageous. We keep bringing in new punters. We sent Johnny Townsend to free agency because he couldn't get the job done. All right? But everybody wants to complain about Marquette King and what he did with John Gruden. Well, look, I got a question for you, John Gruden. Are you actually really doing what is best for the football team? Because if you are doing what's best for the football team, you will swallow your pride. You will grab yourself by the nuts, realize, hey, maybe Marquette King is probably the best suited punter for this football team. I'm so sick of this crap, guys. The numbers don't lie. All right? Because if the numbers lied, then obviously we shouldn't be playing the game of football, should we? It's stupid. Bring back Marquette King. Bring back Marquette King. So anyway, this is Raider Gun. This show is called The Raider Critique. I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. You guys have a wonderful and blessed day. And go Raider Nation. Just like I always say, it's Raider Nation for life.